It's actually a yeah, I'm here. Testing 687. You're a little faint, but I don't know whether it's sure.
Okay, this is a lot. I'm managing a lot. This is why we have production people for this sort of stuff. I'll make sure you are not being viewed. Cool. So if you are viewing online, do know that there's a Zoom link if you would like to join in and chat. I would consider myself more of a facilitator than an expert, for sure. So I'd like to facilitate discussion and chat more about this. This is definitely not the sort of last time I'll talk about this. For those that do know, have I? I'm getting distracted. For those that do know, I've been researching this since the beginning of last year, and I put it to bed for a bit, and then I've kind of brought it back up as of Melbourne lockdown. I also have a new M1 Mac Mini, so I was like, oh, I wonder how we'll go, kind of testing the software. Um, so, Mick, do you mind just letting me know what computer do you have? What are you working with?
Well, I got a HP Pavilion laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I think I got 16 gig of RAM,
Oh, great.
and
And
it's
you got interface as well, like you've got the mic and everything kind of set up here.
yeah. I've got a PreSonus USB
Beautiful.
96 or whatever it is, and with two inputs,
Awesome. Yeah,
so
so
that just goes straight in. And I don't know, I've got some other stuff,
that's great.
bits and pieces. I've got microphones and stands and Yahoo.
Yeah.
This is a this came with a PreSonus package too. It's an M7
Okay,
PreSonus,
great.
but
So that's
it's
coming
not
through
too
fine
bad.
at the moment. Yeah, that's great. Everyone's always. Is my mic level okay?
You just
A bit low.
crank it up just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Okay. Good call. Um. So most of this will be super general, quite simple. It's really aimed to those that just have no idea, even where to get started. The amount of times that I've had to sort of rattle the word Ethernet to a few performer friends of mine, and they just absolutely freak out. And then the second question of what do I need? How much do I need to spend to actually make that a reality?
Well,
Um,
I've had 35 years in IT, so I've got a, I know about internet.
Awesome. Okay,
Little
well,
Ethernet on me.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, this will come across a little bit mundane to you, I believe.
No, well,
But
no.
that's okay. My dad works in IT, so I've actually been contacting him a lot over the past year to get some assistance, and I'm just getting joined by someone, Natalie, at the moment. So, yay, more friends. Hey, Natalie, welcome. Your call, whether you were camered or mic'd, but welcome. Good to have you here. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, he goes, "Why do you need to do all of this stuff?" I was trying to explain to him. I was like, "Well, I'm trying to rehearse with people." He goes, "Well, what do you mean? Just call them or something?" No. It's not possible. There's a delay. There's a lag. And of course, most singers who will say to me, "Oh, do you mind playing through on Zoom?" and then having to kind of that grueling process of like playing but hearing something back, half a beat behind. So that's always been fun. Oh, right. Okay. So, firstly, just some fun, almost just general stuff. There is a Notion link. So this website's called Notion, and it's where I house all my notes. And there's a public link that I've called Music Remote Rehearsing, where pretty much I just put all my research into one place. I find it to be quite helpful, and the link is public, and I'll just I'll copy it into the chat so you guys can have this as well.
That's as opposed to Notion 6 for
Yeah, exactly.
Studio One, because I've been looking at that as well.
That's yeah. Is that on the iPad as well? Is that?
I'm not sure. I think I don't know.
I love playing with lots of different apps, so I've played a few different music apps on
Well, I was looking because of the way I sort of write songs and produce them.
yeah.
I just have the lyrics and then play around with my guitar until I get the chords to match, and then
Yeah,
that's it.
cool.
So
That's great.
I need a way of taking that from a sound file into a score, and that's
Yeah.
what I've
Okay.
been looking at.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
So
That's
Notion apparently can do that. So
a lot of talking about that, I reckon. Short of getting a transcriber to do it.
yeah,
So you'll find on here ability to sign up to my mailing list if you want to hear more about presentations that I do. There's a link to the slides that we'll be going through. It's really basic, bare minimum slide, but it hopefully gives you a bit of an indication what's going on. There's a chance that that's not accessible, like if there's sort of weird Google sort of permissions and things, but we'll see. And the ability to buy me coffee for anyone watching. All of this is done sort of through donation of time and whatnot, and just sheer interest to kind of share information. So if you feel like this is helpful, feel free to jump online and buy me a coffee. But also no pressure, just you being here is wonderful. Now for the research. So you'll see these are the three programs that I've played with the most. They are Jack Trip, Sonobus, and Music 101. From my understanding, Music 101 is not being developed much at all. Actually, I was really hanging out for that to be developed more. It's got a very strange interface. And then there is Source Live, which I have not done any research in, but again, it was just something I added. Aloha seems to be who is it being created by? It could be by Sony, or I could be totally wrong on that, but it actually seems to be really promising. It's just that they seem to be doing lots of kind of behind the scenes testing, so you can't really get a hold of anything, which is very sad. But supposedly they debate that with the 5G network, you could supposedly actually rehearse using the software. It's probably a long way away. Jamulus, have you heard of Jamulus? Has that been something come across?
no, I haven't heard of any of these.
Jamulus is, forgive me, my terminology is not going to be the best, but the audio is, well, it's compressed, so the quality is not fantastic. But Jamulus is this sort of strange online hub place where you can jump online and you can kind of join other people's rooms. So I set up a room with a friend, and then someone else just came in and was like, "Oh, I'm a bassist," and then we tried to play, but I think they were too far away and they sounded like little gremlins in the speaker. So, And I should say that everything, all of this should be prefaced with, set of headphones and preferably a microphone. I haven't really played with it too much without a proper interface setup, like an audio interface and whatnot. But headphones, I believe, must well, they have that you need to have them. This is for those playing at home as well. So obviously Zoom has noise cancelling things going on, and if you don't have headphones, it's fine, generally speaking. But with these programs, most of the time they're not compressed and they're completely raw, which means that if you're not wearing headphones, you're probably going to feedback the audio. Actually, most definitely you will. And I've had that happen. And then Jam Kazam, which seems to have developed quite a bit, and now I believe it's a paid service. Again, I haven't really played with much of these, but the top two that I'm most interested in is Jacktrip and Sonobus. Sonobus came about, I'll just jump online. Came about probably towards the end of last year, and I was really interested because it's like a beautiful interface. It actually looks to be much more user friendly than a lot of the other things that I've seen, which have been quite chaotic to actually set up. There's a lot of promise in this, especially because there appears to be Android and iOS device apps for the devices, which is pretty cool. So in theory, you could, and I've got it on my iPhone, but I just haven't had an opportunity to test it because I don't have a Lightning to Ethernet adapter. But you could log on and jump on this app. Mind you, for iOS, it's a public beta, so you need the application called Test Flight. And then for Android, I guess you just jump on and do it there. And then the source code's available, so a lot of people can kind of jump in and do whatever they want on the Mac, Windows. Yeah. So we'll get into these a little bit more in detail as we go, but I just want to kind of give you an overview. Jacktrip is really kind of the one that's making the most progress at the moment. It was the one that I most avoided all year because it just seemed to have like the most complicated setup. And I had no way of verifying if it would work. And of course, I went and towards the end of last year, I was rehearsing with a university in Ballarat, believe it or not, and we used Jacktrip, and it worked legitimately, like 0.2 millisecond delay, probably. At least the amount of delay that you would be used to. So much so that I had to encourage them to stop looking at the Zoom video because that was considerably delayed. So that works. I just need more people to experiment with. So the fact that you've got IT background, Nick, is fantastic. Because...
I actually worked for IBM out at the University of Ballarat for a while.
Oh, right.
Solution Center, yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool.
But that was a while ago.
How long ago was that?
Well, 2007, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Or 6.
It's good having that background knowledge because a lot of people have a tendency to kind of freak out with all of this stuff. And I guess my aim, my objective, my hope is to actually have more people use this and to help them actually through the process. So Jacktrip more or less has two places. Well, it's got a place where you can actually download the files, and then another place where, well, it's actually the landing page. It's a I believe it's a non-for-profit. I could be wrong. And then it's got some nice information about how it works. They've actually developed something called Virtual Studio. This is actually something I haven't been able to play with, but it appears to be some sort of online peer-to-peer application where they've actually set up Jacktrip servers around the world. I just wish their website was a bit more detailed. It's just a little general. You kind of have to dig around to actually get more information. But there is a sign-up page somewhere. The thing that I'm unsure about at the moment is, firstly, they created this device of sorts. I'm sure you've seen this somewhere, the Raspberry Pi device, whatever it's called, just a super small computer.
Yeah, Raspberry Pi.
Pi, great, thank you.
Yeah.
With the Ethernet and audio capabilities and microphone, and it all kind of comes in a package. This is being used a lot in America because it's an American foundation, so it's not really, I don't really see them in Australia, but maybe that's changing, I'm not sure. The thing that I'm least sure about is if Virtual Studio actually works with whatever equipment you've got, or if you actually need this to set up, or in some places they actually say that you need to set up your own kit, which will probably be my next experiment, I reckon. And of course, the service is you need to pay for the service. So sometimes actually setting it up yourself can actually be a lot better. Um, Trying to find the website. CCRMA. I've never actually said these words or acronyms. The jack trip was developed at this Stanford University many years ago, and it's actually existed for a while. So I've only picked it up over the past year, but yeah, here you'll find really good comprehensive guides as to how to install it for Mac, and then how to install it for Windows. The Windows side of it, I'm least sure about. Like, I don't have experience with that, so it'd be good to hear of your developments as you might have a play with it. Because basically, what I'm trying to work out is if someone has a Windows computer, how will they go about installing this? Will it cause many issues? Because I find that they have to install drivers and
Mm.
things, ACO for all, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Yeah, any
Yeah.
experience with that?
Well, I've got ASIO for all. I was mucking around with different doors and had to,
Oh,
you
cool.
know, um,
What do you use generally? Pro Tools or?
well, I've got Studio One now. I
Oh,
just
Studio One. Yeah, right.
I just stuck with that because I got a copy of the artist free with that Studio One 5. They give you with your USB audio interface. They give you a copy of that
Yeah,
free with it. And
that's cool.
but then I thought I'll go to their Sphere option, which allows you like all their VSTs and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and their Notion software, like
Yeah.
transcription software or whatever you like to call it, scoring things. And it's like $20 a month, so that's only $5 a week, and I think that's
Yeah, great.
that's that's pretty reasonable. So
That's cool. Yeah, I might have to check it out.
yeah,
Is
it's
this for PC or is it for Mac as well? Or Mac
ah,
has so many programs. I don't.
good
Not that
question.
I need more, but
I don't know. See, I don't look at Mac stuff
Yeah,
because
cool. This is
I've
good. This
been
is a good
PC,
arrangement.
always been PC.
This is so wonderful because it's actually nice to have your perspective. The setup seems kind of long and daunting for anyone who's just not really knows what's going on. I'm very much here for any questions you might have, or if you want to sort of dig a little deeper.
Yeah, look,
Um,
I'm happy to have a look at it and
yeah, I'd love that.
install it and see what I can do,
I would
and
love that. Yeah,
then I can help people if they need to.
mm,
They need
that's
it. Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, Mick. I'd love to get like universities using it. It's just that there's a few like server side things that need to happen that a lot of unis are not. They go, oh, they just they don't want to do it. It's like, what are we opening here? That sort of thing. Which we'll get into that in a second. But Ballarat Uni, Fed Uni, they were on side, and I actually had to. Now, if you're connecting to someone, you don't have to open any ports. It's fine. But as you can imagine, if you're being connected to, you do have to open a particular port. And I believe a port range if it's multiple users, which I need to investigate a little further. But what I had done was set up, and this made my brain explode a little bit. Also, hello Nabs. I can see your comment in the chat, so thanks for joining. I set up a server. Pretty much, it was just like a Melbourne kind of, what do you call them? Digital servers that don't exist sort of physically. We set up an operating system on them and stuff. That's a name for them. But I just set up Linux on this particular machine, and I installed Jacktrip, which took me a really long time. Most of the time, what takes me such a long time is having to sort of piece all together these resources, because there's so many online, but they're all sort of just thrown everywhere. So hence why I've created this Notion, which is very basic at the moment, but I do want to keep improving it. So do know that at least if you're on a Mac, there are 2 installations that you need to do. And I won't go through that now because there's not really the purpose of this chat right now as to sort of a method chat. It's more just to let you know what's out there.
I usually find that if you want to know about these sort of stuff, you search on YouTube. There'll be somebody there who'll show you how to install it.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I've added some links here, and there's somewhere there's a YouTube playlist here. This guy kind of goes into it into detail. Quite good good amount of details. It's Mac focused, but there are links around PC focus as well.
Mm.
But absolutely, there's a lot on YouTube. Sometimes the people doing it are not the clearest teachers, so it's kind of
They're a bit out there, yeah. Yep.
and they go, you just do this and you click this, and I'm like, oh wait, hold on a second. And then of course everyone's got a specific scenario where I'm sure something just doesn't work for whatever reason.
And you get about 10 minutes into
Yeah.
the thing, clip, and you go, "What's this guy talking about?"
Yes. But I have watched a lot, and I love just I got to watch out for the obsession hole, but like I'm always popping them on and just watching them just to see what updates have been made. So I picked it up over the past week, and I was just like, oh, what's changed since October? As far as I'm concerned, not a lot has changed, but that's okay. The basic sentiment or fundamentals of this, and I do have a PowerPoint somewhere, but I feel like I didn't actually mention this, the most pivotal part of the whole thing. There is a program called Jack, and there's a program called Jack Trip. So you just see it here. Jack is more or less an audio processing software that you can set your interface and input and output and that sort of.
I thought it was whiskey.
Yeah, well, that would be nice too. Nice, smoky. And Jack Trip is the actual networking interface. So actually having Jack without Jack Trip means you can't connect to anyone, and having Jack Trip without Jack means that there's no audio going through to Jack Trip. So you kind of just not have any sound. Do know that if you're on a Mac, you have to hold Command or right click and open. Otherwise, it'll come up with this wonderful stuff. Can't be opened. But it is possible just by holding Command or right clicking and open. Also, you'll find that one of the applications just doesn't work. You don't really need to. You don't need it, so it's actually fine. But this is what I'm talking about in terms of updating. I just wish it'd just look a bit nicer, and they made a few adjustments. But it's kind of open source, and it's for free. So I guess people are making changes every now and then. But this has been updated February 2021, which is pretty cool. And I feel the Mac has really not changed, but oh well. Sonobus. I'll just show you the interface, even though I showed you a picture.
So this is this is Linux you're in now. Yeah, yeah. They look like Unix commands. That's all. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, you write a little script to do that, mate. Oh, I've probably forgotten. Or IP config. Yeah. No, no, that's Windows IP config, I think. Yeah. Are you recording this? Oh, cool. Yeah. 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 Cool. Thanks. Well, I think the difference there is, cat six is just a later permutation of it. Yeah. Ethernet connection on my laptop, so it's good. Yeah. Yeah, the HP Pavilion is there. Yes. Well, if you're in a band, you're not going to be rehearsing with people 2,000 kilometres away. But they're going to do a gig. You might have already had one in there configured. Yeah. The worst you can do is totally stuff it up. No, I don't think so. Maybe redirection or something. Yeah, Jack. I mean, Jack. What am I calling you, Jack for? Daniel. Should be talking about Jack all session. Daniel. So what's driving you to do this? Yeah. Mm, yeah. Mm. I must, yeah, I must admit, I've over the last few years, I developed an online English course to teach kids online, mainly in China and stuff like that. But I've actually taught kids in China, both myself one on one and through one of their Chinese online schools as well. And yeah, it's just not the same. A lot of it's not the same as talking to a kid, but it's it's getting better and better, and it's getting yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Well, I was really interested then in providing remote education for kids like in Africa and stuff, and using the same technology, but trying to get African countries, the wealthy ones, to put up some satellites so you can basically have remote teachers teaching them. But yeah, yeah. But anyway, what I was going to say, just one more thing that I want to say was, I really want to have a look at that squadcast that I was talking about before. Squad, yeah, squadcast. Yes, I'm inclined to want to sort of try it out myself, only because I was interested in doing podcasts. But but I thought, well, maybe this has got what you need, and it's very slick. It's not. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure. Doesn't say a lot for squadcast, does it? No, I've sort of haven't any problem with it. There's quite a few people who use it now. Oh, you went into Buzzsprout. Yeah, that should be it. Squadcast. Yeah. Let me try it. I mean, I was looking at it today, and remote video collaboration. That's what they're into. Collaboration. Yeah. I'm getting the same thing too. Okay, I've got their pricing. So me, yeah, I think I'd have to have a more look at it. I'm sort of, but I think it's quite interesting to see these other things. I've just started to look at stuff like this. because I'm sort of thinking, well, okay, if yeah, yeah, mm, yeah. Well, I'm happy to sort of talk to you if you want to experiment with some stuff. You know, I don't work. I'm sort of a more mature person, let's say. But I'm doing the grad undergraduate certificate at AIM. So who it teaches Simona East, uh, Matt Tinkler, and I'm learning bass guitar. She, yeah, because I sort of my main instrument is harmonica, blues harmonica. But yeah. So, and I've got a saxophone under the bed that I need to drag out and learn. Stuff like that. But mainly I just play I play guitar, bit of guitar, and make and write my songs. So yeah, and who else we got? So Hugh Fraser is the guy who's teaching us bass, a guy called Hugh Fraser. And then we've got Ken somebody who teaches us production. He used to play guitar for Air Supply and people like that. Yeah, I think. Yeah, or he produced them. Yeah, yeah. But give me a yell if you need to.